In the long time starting from the presentation of the Lexus GX 460, the on-and-go 4x4 romping networks have developed quickly. When specialty players in the lover space, these players have become pillars, with OEMs delivering trim levels, bundles, and whole vehicles that meet the mud-splattered madness. The all-new GX 550 is here to exploit that speed. Looks perfect. The past model is very old before the Lexus shaft grille, which the brand focused on getting back 2014. This new grille configuration was adjusted from the GX, however was plainly not expected for it, covered by a vast body. The new GX is planned around the grille, yet includes a blocky, tall body that copies the grille's hardpoints. The GX likewise gets another rough terrain overtrail trim that gets 33-inch haggles securing back differential, notwithstanding a two-tone paint tone and gleam slip plate. The GX likewise offers Lexus's electronic motor unique suspension framework, EKDSS. This is an electronic form of the pressure-driven framework found in the past GX, which permits the truck to successfully disengage the influence bar under enunciation. This monitors street conduct while giving expanded greatest enunciation. Versatile variable suspension is likewise accessible, yet fortunately not norm, making changing the suspension a lot easier than on the intricate LX600. The initial back end is gone, supplanted by a standard power lift gate. The lift entryway glass can be opened independently, permitting simple access. It shares the new GX stage with its older sibling. This likewise makes it a nearby kin to the Toyota Sequoia and 300 series Land Cruiser. The updated Land Cruiser Prado, the GX's utilitarian kin in the global market, is accompanying somewhere around one talk that it could come to the US. Toyota cuts back and turbocharges motors among these trucks, and the GX is the same. It replaces the old 4.6-liter, normally suctioned V8 with a 3.4-liter twin-super V6. Note that the motor is genuinely indistinguishable across the setup, despite the fact that it's publicized as a 3.4-liter in the program and a 3.5-liter in the Lex 600s and Tundra. This is only an adjusting contrast. Here, the power increments essentially from 301 HP in the GX 460 to 349 HP. Force is considerably more noteworthy, 329 lb-ft versus 479 lb-ft in the old model. This, alongside an expansion in wheelbase and generally length of 2.36 and 2.75 inches separately, makes the GX an all the more remarkable tow vehicle. The 550 can tow up to 8,000 lbs, 1,500 lbs more than the last model. Full mileage figures still can't seem to be delivered, yet the increases seem, by all accounts, to be unassuming. Lexus says the new model will have a joined rating of 17 mph, up from 16 mph on the 460. Inside, anticipate an all-new lodge. The overhauled, level instrument board presently sits lower for better perceivability and a superior perspective on the discretionary HUD. Lexus saved the hard switches and dials for the basics and moved the rough terrain controls nearer to the gearbox. The front seat hip point has been stretched out 30 mm to heel level for further developed ergonomics, and the second column with discretionary warmed seats is accessible in a normal seat or a couple of Chiefs seats. Standard is a 14-inch touchscreen, 12.3 multi-data show, MID, remote Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and different charging ports. Remote pre-charging will cost extra. Likewise, standard is a 10-speaker sound framework that can be moved up to a 21-speaker imprint Levinson and Compass framework arrangement. In spite of the enormous touchscreen, the Lexus has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto similarity, and actual buttons for environment control and sound volume. An extended shell and a more drawn-out wheelbase ought to make travelers in the standard third line somewhat more agreeable. The new lodge will hold 5 bags with the third column collapsed and work on generally second and third line space. There's another 120V AC converter to drive the fundamentals, and there's currently 2 extra rooms under the freight region to oblige those more modest things. These are not the most elevated rough terrain highlights. However, they are better than anyone might have expected. Additionally, the new GX ought to have magnificent foothold any place because of the accompanying rough terrain innovation highlights. Overtrail models incorporate Multi-Landscape Select, MTS, Slither Control, Downhill Help Control, DAC, 3D Multi-Territory Screen, and Electronic Active Unique Suspension Framework, EKDSS. An electronically locking back differential is elite to overtrail models. For those focused on hitting unpaved landscape, there are new 2024 GX 550 Overtrail and Overtrail Plus manages. We originally considered this creature to be an idea at the Tokyo Open Air Show. With more modest, bigger 18-inch wheels enclosed by standard 33-inch off-road tires and a wide range of GX two-tone outside paint blends with additional regular tones, the 2 Overtrail manages only find an electronic locking back differential as standard. Further developed footing and control. Finishing it off, this model likewise gets dark highlighted upper bumpers for style and capability and a standard aluminum slip plate to safeguard the GX's gas tank, differentials, and transmission while hitting unpleasant landscape. A similar V6 twin superpowers it and keeps the AWD and a most extreme towing limit of 8,000 pounds for pulling the end-of-the-week toys into the lodge. 11 outside varieties will be offered, and the Overtrail will be presented in select two-tone mixes with a dark rooftop, for example, the Earth Dark mix presented previously. The inside comes standard with fake cowhide and will be accessible in semi-aniline calfskin on higher trims, with alluring green calfskin highlights on the Overtrail seats. We haven't heard anything about valuing. However, we expect the 2024 GX to go up a decent lot more than the active model's $59,275,69,930 cost range. It will be implicit Japan and will start conveyances to U.S. sellers in mid-2024.